UPSC has announced new dates for the prelims and the main examination 2020. In the light of these new dates, an aspirant has to adopt a new strategy. Also, in light of these new dates, you may be having certain doubts and apprehensions. We will try to address some of these doubts and apprehensions in this video message. Let us first have a look at the new dates announced by the UPSC. Prelims एग्जाम के लिए जो नई डेट अनाउंस हुई है वो है 4th of October 2020. Now we need to put this date into perspective in terms of the number of dates that we have before the prelims examination. तो अगर हम आज की बात करें तो आज की डेट है 5th of June 2020. और अगर हम अब से लेके 4th of October तक number of dates कैलकुलेट करें so we have exactly 120 days in our hand. Similarly, for the main examination, UPSC has announced the new date as 8th January 2021. As you all know, that the main examination is a 5-day long process, and that 5-day long process is going to begin on 8th of January 2021. Same way, if we put this date into perspective, अगर हम calculate करें तो prelims exam और main exam के बीच में we have exactly 94 days, and therefore the question arises as to how best we can utilize this time before the prelims exam and then how to prepare for the main examination along with the prelims examination. Let us try to address some of your apprehensions. Like, first of all, current affairs is to be covered from which date to which date. Current affairs कितना पढ़ना है, 1 साल का पढ़ना है, 1.5 साल का पढ़ना है. We will try to address this question. Second, that answer writing practice. Should answer writing practice be done along with the prelims preparation, or can we afford to postpone it until after the prelims examination? तो क्या आंसर राइटिंग अभी करनी चाहिए या उसको हम डिले कर सकते हैं? तीसरा डाउट जो हो सकता है कि शुड ऑप्शनल बी गिवन टाइम बिफोर द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन. तो क्या ऑप्शनल की पढ़ाई या तैयारी अभी करनी चाहिए, कितनी करनी चाहिए या बिल्कुल नहीं करनी चाहिए? एंड द फोर्थ क्वेश्चन और एप्रीहेंशन विल बी इन माइंड्स ऑफ दोज एस्पिरेंट्स who are going to write the exam in 2021, that is next year, because UPSC ने next year की dates को announce नहीं किया है. So the doubt is whether the next year's exam will be delayed because of this year or not. तो क्या next year का exam time पर होगा, as per schedule होगा या फिर वो भी delay होगा? So accordingly we have to make our strategy. Let us try to address these questions one after the other. Coming to the first question of the current affairs. Now, it is usually advised that current affairs of 1 year before the prelims examination is to be covered for prelims exam, and for the main exam the same concept was advised up till now. But for this year, the aspirants will be expected to cover the current affairs not only till May 2020, but also till the end of September. Till the end of September 2020, because that will be when the question papers will be finalized. So we can say roughly around 15th of September, because in past ऐसा भी देखा गया है कि prelims exam से 15-20 days पहले जो events हुए हैं उनके ऊपर भी UPSC ने question पूछा है, and that is why you need to prepare for the current affairs until you can say 15 years before the prelims examination. Now coming to the answer writing practice before the prelims exam. We all know answer writing constitutes a very important aspect of the main exam preparation, because ultimately whatever knowledge you have, whatever content you have to represent it in those 3 hours in the examination hall. तो आंसर राइटिंग की इंपॉर्टेंस हम सब लोग जानते हैं, लेकिन क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या आंसर राइटिंग अभी करना चाहिए या अभी प्रीलिम्स की तैयारी करें और प्रीलिम्स के बाद वी शुड फोकस ऑन द आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस. नाउ माय एडवाइस वुड बी कि since you have 120 days for the prelims exam, you should not entirely ignore the answer writing practice. So my advice would be that you can dedicate 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, and that makes one question paper every week to answer writing practice. For example, you can fix a day of the week. Let us say you fix Sunday. So on Sunday, try to attempt a question paper, either a previous year paper or any mock test of 3 hours, or let us say 2 hours. Write the answers, analyze them, get them evaluated, and try to learn from your mistakes. Now, please don't overdo this, because answer writing practice is not just about writing the answers. It includes analyzing your answers and trying to work upon them to improve them. And therefore, more than one question paper of 3 hours every week would not be advisable. Coming to the third question, that should optional paper be prepared before the prelims examination? I assume all of you know this, that according to UPSC, the scope of syllabus and the level of questions of the main examination is of honors degree level. And that level of preparation cannot be done only in 94 days that you will get after the prelims examination. And this calls for at least one complete reading of the entire syllabus of your optional. That cannot be left only after the prelims, only for the after the prelims examination. So my advice would be कि आप लोग, let us assume कि you people are studying 10 hours every day. I hope I am not assuming too much, because that's what is expected from you people, 10 hours every day. तो उन 10 hours में से आप 2 hours every day you can dedicate for your optional revision, and you can do this for next 2 months. And then after 2 months, please don't spend your time on the optional or the topics of the main examination like world history and not. You can leave them and focus only on the prelims. जो कि आपके पास अभी 4 महीने हैं prelims के लिए, तो आप शुरू के 2 महीने ऑप्शनल का रिवीजन कर सकते हो 2 घंटे रोज, ताकि आपका ऑप्शनल से टच नहीं छूटेगा. यू विल बी इन टच विद योर ऑप्शनल एंड इट विल रिड्यूस योर बर्डन फॉर द टाइम विच यू विल गेट आफ्टर द prelims examination. And the last question, that what about those aspirants? One more thing I would like to mention, that if you are thinking of deciding the class, you are thinking of joining the classes for the optional paper, this time may not be the right time to join the optional classes, provided if it is possible, you can attend the classes of one paper before the prelims exam, and you can attend the classes of second paper after the prelims examination. But going for full-fledged course at this moment may not be advisable. But again, it is individual call depending on your level of preparation. But also remember that ultimately this examination is about your score in the main exam. And in the main exam, optional plays a very important role. Optional is what decides not only your selection, but also your rank. And that is why do not ignore the optional. Decide that how much time, whether on your own or you will join the classes to prepare for the optional, but don't ignore it. Coming back to last question, and what about those aspirants who are preparing for 2021? Now, because we don't know the dates of the next year's examination, I would say that you assume that the next year's exam will be held on time, right? So that if the examination is held on time, you will not get a shock. And therefore, right from today until next year's May or June, तैयारी इस तरह से करो कि नेक्स्ट ईयर सब कुछ ऑन टाइम होगा. अगर ऑन टाइम नहीं होता है, इफ एग्जाम इज नॉट हेल्ड ऑन टाइम नेक्स्ट ईयर एंड इज delayed, that time you will have in your hands additional time. You will not feel any burden. So don't assume that next year's schedule will also be delayed. So keeping all these factors in mind, please make your timetable. You have 120 days before the prelims exam. Break these days into different subjects. Let us say you can give 15 days to, let us say, Indian polity. Give next 20 days to, let us say, history. Divide these days further into, let us say, 5 days to, let's say, ancient history. And again, this is not a model sample division. This depends on you and your level of preparation. I'm just giving an example. Let's say another 5 days for medieval history, and then let us say 10 days for modern history, because that's what is the most important component of history. Then let us say next 15 days for economics, next 15 days for IR or whatever. Like this, break up your number of days and try to cover these subjects in these given number of days. Also, please do not read only one subject in one day, because that becomes very monotonous. Study at least 2 subjects every day. Try to break these days and try to stick to them. It will make your preparation not only systematic, it will make your preparation time bound also. So this is how you can utilize your time and these days in best possible manner. I hope I have been able to address some of your queries and apprehensions. Stay happy, stay positive, and stay motivated. Right. Thank you.
should fuck her in a Benz.